From the Robbins Center on the campus of the University of Richmond, WHCS Channel 29 presents Group AAA State Quarterfinals of the boys basketball. The Hampton Crabbers versus the William Flemming Colonels. I'm Tim Cole with Bob Hintz and A.G. Womble. Welcome to the University of Richmond's Robbins Center, a beautiful facility, a 10,000-seat facility here in Richmond. And Bob, we've got the matchup between the hard-running Hampton Crabbers and the William Flemming Colonels.
We sure do, Tim. But let's go to A.G. over there. He's got Coach Walter Brower. I know he wants to get to his team. So go ahead, A.G.
Okay, Bob, Tim. Walter, first of all, has the team's attitude coming off that disappointing loss with Maury?
Well, very positive. They've, worked real hard. We've had 3 of the hardest days of practice that, we've had since the season started. They really worked hard. We've got the right attitude for this type of ball game.
What do you expect from Flemming?
Up-tempo, man-to-man, some matchup zone. And they've got 2 real tough ball players, the Ward brothers, Mark and A.D.
All right, Walter, good luck to you today.
Thanks.
Coach Walter Brower.
Thank you, A.G. Tim, this team matches up with Hampton real well. Both Hampton and Flemming have the 2 big men, 6'5" and 6'6", so they match up real good there. They like an up-tempo, a fast-paced game, and that's exactly what Hampton likes. And Hampton and I know have been known to put some points on the board. They have broken 80, 90, and 100 points on numerous occasions this year. I think the key will be who's going to play the defense this year, or this game, who is going to play the tougher defense. And Hampton can play excellent defense. We have seen them play real good defense this year. I think the key also for Hampton will be how kind of scoring they get out of Gannon Baker. And, of course, if Cedric Williams has a good game, he had a real poor game scoring-wise at the championship and the regionals against Maury. But this Flemming is coming in, has been erratic. They have lost, 7 games this year, so they're not one of the top teams in the state, but it's going to be a good contest.
Well, the fact of the matter is with the Colonels, if they're right, they are tough to beat. And if they're not, they're easy to beat. They don't seem to have any in between. They have beaten nationally ranked Oak Hill and then turn around and lost to them by 20 points. So you don't know exactly what team is going to show up. But then Hampton is somewhat like that. And what we've seen with Hampton is when you hold Hampton below 60 points, you've got a much better chance of beating them. If they score more than 70 points, they're probably going to beat you.
Right, and that's what I say with this up-tempo, we're ready to go. Now, A.G. has got the coach for Flemming over there. Go ahead, A.G.
All right, Tim, Bob, we have Coach Burl Pay. And first of all, congratulations on your regional championship, Coach.
Thank you. The kids are playing very well right now.
How do you match up against the Crabbers?
I've been watching them warm up, and from our scouting reports and everything, we're about the same size, about the same quickness. Should be a good ball game.
Anybody on the Crabbers you're going to have to shut down today?
Oh, I think everybody has to shut Swain down.
Okay, good luck to you, Coach. Coach Burl Pay.
I don't think you can shut any one team member down for Hampton because we know that Eric Hunter and Mundy, they're going to get their points inside. And they're pretty tough ball players. They like to bang. They're both tough kids coming off of a state championship football team. And but Swan can put the ball, can light it up. Gannon can light it up. Cedric Williams can light it up. So you got 5 people can light up. There's a good shot of Don Musselman and Coach Mike Smith, along with Ray Washington, the assistant superintendent of the Hampton school system. And we got a good crowd here.
Lanny Franklin.
Oh, yeah, Lanny's right there to the left. So we've got a good crowd. And there's Danny Mitchell, Slim Danny. We didn't even recognize him without his the extra weight and the mustache that he lost.
All right, we're about set to have the introductions of the starting lineups. The Hampton Crabbers come in 23-4. They've lost 2 of their last 4 games. They lost the championship game in the Peninsula District in overtime to Denby, and then they lost, of course, last Saturday night in a heartbreaker to the Maury Commodores. And, one of the questions that I had, by the way, you're looking there at the officials. Ray Garrett is the official on your right. Carl Bolter is the official on your left. Garrett is from the Central Division, and Bolter from the Northern Division, I should say. But one of the questions I have in my mind is how well can you respond or rebound from a disappointing loss at the hands of Maury? I know Coach Brower is saying that they've got a good frame of mind, but I have to be concerned about that.
Well, Tim, they showed that they can come back after that disappointing loss to Denby in the Peninsula Championship, and then they came back and had an awesome game of their first outing in the regional. So we could see them do that.
To get back to the point that I was going to make, too, is, of course, to echo what you said, Hampton has not lost 2 games in a row this season. All right, we have the Crabbers being introduced. First Crabber off the bench is Cedric Williams. Donnell Arrington is the announced starting guard, number 12 for William Flemming. Gannon Baker, number 24 for the Crabbers.
And for the Colonels, number 22,
A.D. Ward, the brother tandem of A.D. Ward and Mark Ward.
And together they're averaging about 40 points a game together.
Kevin Swan introduced for the Hampton Crabbers. Eric Hunter for the Hampton Crabbers. There you see big number 44. There is Mark Ward coming out for the William Flemming team. He's number 40. Big Aaron Monday, the center for the Crabbers.
We had a correction there on that last starter, which was number 32, Tim, for the
Joe
Flemming.
Fitzgerald.
And that's Fitzgerald. He's just a young man. He broke into the starting lineup this year, and since he broke in it, they have played real well. He's just a sophomore. This is a young Colonels team out there. They've got 1 senior, the rest 2 sophomores, 2 juniors.
Since Fitzgerald broke into the lineup, starting lineup, he has led his team to a 7-2 record. Now there's 2 sophomores, 2 juniors, and a senior starting this game for William Flemming. While on the other side of the coin, the Crabbers are going pretty much with a veteran team. Gannon Baker is a junior. He'll be back. Most everybody else, though, is playing in their senior year. Aaron Monday is a junior, so you got 2 key players for Hampton coming back. These 2 teams, as we mentioned in the pregame discussion, they do match up very well size-wise and the way they like to play. They like to run. We should see a high-scoring game. And we are underway. The tap is controlled by the red-clad Hampton Crabbers. They are the visitors today. Cedric Williams will pop. It doesn't go. And back come the William Flemming Colonels. A.D. Ward with the rebound. Almost stolen by Swan. He stepped on the out-of-bounds line, but a good effort by Swan. And we'll see that kind of defense from the Crabbers all afternoon.
Yes, they will, but they will match up pretty well with this team, but they will pressure them all over the floor. They're going to make a play the whole court.
This is Arrington guarded by Swan. Inside, turnaround jumper is off the rim, no good. Rebound, put up, no good. And finally controlled by the Crabbers. Kevin Swan pushes it up the floor. Nice move to get away from the defender, and then he's fouled before the shot. The foul will be charged to A.D. Ward. That's his first.
And that was a non-shooting foul, so it'll take Hampton out to get the ball out of bounds underneath their own basket.
Just to remind you, there are 4 8-minute quarters in high school basketball. There is no shot clock. This is Monday putting it on the floor, puts it up. It's short. Battled around and finally controlled by the Colonels. Nat Hash, number 30, got the rebound.
Both teams look a little tight out there. The shots are coming up short.
This is Arrington. His shot is short, but it was partially become Kevin Swan got him on the arm.
Yeah, he definitely got him on the arm. And he's going to penetrate and try to put some pressure on Swan.
That's Swan's first personal foul, the first on the team, and it will be a shooting situation. At the free throw line will be Dontel Arrington, averaging almost 9 points a game on the season. He is a sophomore. And he'll get the first point of the ball game. He misses the second, and Aaron Monday clears the board, but loses control of it. It's knocked away, and finally, Cedric Williams controls on the baseline. This is Williams. In for Eric Hunter. He has it knocked away. Good defense. Arrington pushes it up the floor, spots the big man underneath. That's Mark Ward.
That was a walk, Tim.
Ball goes over to the Crabbers on the turnovers.
And they're being picked up full court man-to-man by this Flemming team. But not a whole lot of pressure, just token pressure at this point.
Cedric Williams, who had an off game against Maury after burning the nets for 44 points in the 2 previous games. Hunter off the glass and good as he shoves his way into the lane. He's lucky he didn't get a foul called. And the Crabbers lead 2-1.
They have no problem with the Hampton press.
Arrington penetrates, the shot doesn't go. Good hustle on the part of Flemming. Keeping the ball alive and finally put in by Joe Fitzgerald. So the Crabbers not doing a good job of getting that rebound under their board. They let the Flemming Colonels have too many chances to get that one. The Colonels take a 3-2 lead. Baker spots Hunter. Turn around, he puts it up. No, he instead passes it out to Swan.
Well, the ball was hit.
Monday all alone, rims the bucket. Cedric Williams can't get the rebound to go in. And back come the Colonels.
Well, they just can't find the basket.
A.D. Ward. Ward averaging 16 points plus, makes it 5-2. The Colonels of William Flemming. Kevin Swan looks inside, kicks it out for Williams to Baker. Williams will shoot. Hunter keeps it alive, saves the ball. Good job by Eric Hunter. Baker will drive, put up the 12-footer, off the rim, no good. Rebound comes off for Mark Ward. 4:58 to go, first quarter, 5-2 Flemming. Ward's shot is short. Kevin Swan will set it up now.
Well, he missed, Kevin missed Aaron Monday wide underneath the basket, wide open.
Hunters can't get it to go. Scramble for the ball, controlled by Cedric Williams, but then knocked away, and finally the Crabbers have it. Kevin Swan, Gannon Baker into Hunter. Back to Baker, he's left alone. He'll drive the center, put up a awkward one-hander, and Ward with the rebound. So Hampton is stone cold. And Flemming isn't much warmer.
They're missing a lot of easy shots, both teams.
Cedric Williams has it knocked away, and it goes off his leg out of bounds.
Good defensive play by number 12 for the Flemming Colonels, and that's Arrington, who's just a sophomore. Got a first substitute of the game.
Gannon Baker checks out. Paul Blackman, number 14, comes in for the Crabbers. Blackman known for his defensive specialties. Flemming. Oh, good block. No, they're going to say goaltending.
And he's the official that has to make that call.
So Fitzgerald will get credit for the bucket. And it's now 7-2 with 3:45 left in the first. The high-scoring Hampton Crabbers have been held to 2 points. Turnaround jumper Monday is fouled. And that'll be foul number 1 on Joe Fitzgerald.
Well, I have seen Hampton force that ball inside more in the first part of this game than I have in a lot. They're really getting the ball inside to Mundy and Hunter. Now they start scoring, that'll open up the outside for Baker and Swan and Cedric Williams.
So far the Crabbers have just one bucket. That was an inside shot by Eric Hunter. And Monday comes up dry from the free throw line on the first.
Right now Flemming is beating the pants off of Hampton on the boards.
Monday 1 for 2 from the free throw line. It's a 4-point lead for William Flemming. This game being played Thursday afternoon. Steal by Cedric Williams, and it's saved on a baseline. Thursday afternoon, the 9th of March. Quarterfinal action between the Hampton Crabbers and the William Flemming Colonels. I'm Tim Cole with Bob Hinson, A.G. Wobble. Happy to bring this game to you right here on Channel 29, your channel for Hampton High School sports. We got a foul on Monday.
And they're really working hard underneath that basket. Number 40 for the Flemings, for the Colonels. That's Mark Ward, who is their leading scorer, and along with number 32, Fitzgerald. They are just really banging underneath that board trying to get open. So it looks like the strategy for both teams is to get that ball in the paint.
Good look at Mark Ward, averaging 23 points a game. He hits the first. Ward was selected for the second team All-State team, along with Kevin Swan of Hampton. Ward's second free throw is no good, and Hunter gets the rebound.
Now, he really went up in the air to get that ball.
8-3, the Colonels leading by 5. 3:01 left here in the first quarter. Kevin Swan has yet to shoot. He'll take a shot now. It's no good. And we're going to have a foul on Monday. That'll be his second.
And that was really a silly foul.
It looked like he might be able to get position, but then he bumped into the Colonel that was closest to the ball. It was a good call.
And we'll see Giovanni Freeman coming in replacing Mundy right now.
So that's the second personal on Monday. That's the third team foul. Hampton yet to get untracked. And Eric Hunter with yet another sky board. Kevin Swan looks inside, gets it to Cedric Williams. Back to Swanee. Paul Blackman touches the ball. That's him again with the ball. In for Hunter. They want to work that low post. It doesn't go. Hunter keeps it alive. Good job by Eric Hunter. Kevin Swan will shoot. Got it. And it's a three-pointer. So Kevin Swan gets a 3. That's his first basket of the game. And just like that, it's a 2-point game. Easy shot missed by the Colonels, but the follow-up shot doesn't go, but a foul.
Well, Hampton should have had that rebound. They had the man blocked out completely, and nobody put a body on him.
Giovanni Freeman is called for his first. That's the 4th on Hampton. And going to the free throw line will be Joe Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald now with 5 points, 2 buckets and a free throw. He's got 5 of his team's 9. No good on the second. And again, Hunter with another rebound.
And that's 6 rebounds already this quarter for Eric Hunter.
Crabbers need some scoring. That's been the problem so far. They're getting the ball inside, but then they don't know what to do with it when they get it there. I say they know what to do, but they just haven't been able to find the range. Paul Blackman spins, has the ball knocked away from behind. A good defensive effort by the Colonels. And the pass goes out of bounds. It was last touched by William Flemming.
They are very quick. They being the Flemming team, they have quick hands, and they are knocking away a lot of balls, reaching behind, slapping the ball, and Hampton just is not protecting the ball very well right now. We got Baker back in.
Baker replaces Paul Blackman. So it's Baker, Blackman, Freeman, Williams, Hunter, and Swan for Hampton. Swan has it blocked. 9-6, William Flemming. 1:09 left in the first quarter. This is Mark Ward. Could have had a charging call. None was made. And now they're going to call an out-of-bounds play.
Could have very well been a charge on that.
Mark Ward went strongly to the hoop. Got away with one. Less than a minute now left in the first quarter. 9-6, Hampton staying within range in spite of the coldness that they've experienced.
As playing as poorly as they have offensively, only to be down 3 points, that's not bad.
Kevin Swan doesn't get it. Hunter has it knocked away. Lead pass, the shot no good, and another board for Hampton, this time Giovanni Freeman. 25 seconds to go in the first. Kevin Swan, bounce pass inside for Hunter, his return pass. This is Freeman, Williams to Swanee. 15 seconds. Hampton trailing by 3. Kevin Swan will shoot from 13, got it. 1 second to go, a desperation shot just off the mark as Hampton makes it close at the end of the first quarter. They trail by 9-8, so the high-scoring game we thought would see has not materialized.
Well, and it's not because these teams aren't putting the ball up. Tim, they have missed, both teams have missed a lot of inside shots. Hampton, many more inside shots than what Flemming has, but what's hurting Hampton right now is they're not protecting the ball. They're getting rebounds. They're losing it. They're letting Flemming get a couple of 3 offensive rebounds they should not have had. Hampton just did not do a good job blocking out that they should have. And if I was Walter Brown, I'd feel real good to play that bad and only be 1 point, down 1 point going into the second quarter.
In the first quarter for the Crabbers, they had 5 points from Kevin Swan. He didn't get those points until there was about a minute and a half left in the quarter. 2 points from Hunter and 1 from Aaron Monday, who picked up 2 personal fouls and will undoubtedly limit his play in the second and third quarters. On the other side of the ledger, the Colonels were paced by Joe Fitzgerald with 5 points, 2 points for A.D. Ward, 1 point each for Arrington and Mark Ward.
Well, right now, the rebound in Hampton came on strong because Eric Hunter ended up with 7 rebounds that quarter, and Hampton out-rebounded Flemming 12-9. But most of Hampton rebounds have been on the defensive end.
Looked like a double dribble call. Nice pass from Cedric Williams to Kevin Swan. The foot race. Swan will get the basket and he's fouled.
Kevin is really a lot quicker than a lot of people think he is, and that little guard thought he could catch with him, but what a nice pass by Cedric Williams. And there was a double dribble that they missed, but that's okay because it came out in Hampton's favor, so we're not going to argue that point.
Mike Willis was the guilty culprit. He has come in the ball game for the Colonels as the three-point play is completed by Swan.
And that's the first lead of the game for Hampton.
You saw a brief glimpse of Coach Walter Brower and his assistants on the bench. Off the glass, no good. Tip, no good. Finally, it goes in. And it was tipped in by A.D. Ward. He's the senior brother of the Ward brothers, averaging 16 points a game. He's got 4. Giovanni Freeman is in. Otherwise, the Hampton starting lineup is intact. He is in for Monday, who is saddled with 2 personals. Kevin Swan, Cedric Williams. Williams will shoot, no good. Williams continues his cold spell. Hunter left alone will put it back up. It doesn't go. Freeman, check that. Williams.
Good job by Giovanni.
No, actually it was Cedric Williams who ended up getting that. I thought it was, I saw the 2 and I didn't see the other number, but Cedric Williams got that board and put it in. At the other end, A.D. Ward hits. 13 all as we are tied. 6:43 left in the first half. Hampton High School versus William Flemming, quarterfinals, state AAA tournament. Ball stolen. This is Mark Ward, easy layup.
And what happened that time is Gannon Baker just lost the ball. He started his move and the ball went away from this. Floor is going to have some dead spots and some hard spots on it.
Swan for 3. What I started to say a couple of minutes ago, and I'm no coach, so don't don't get the idea I'm trying to dictate. But Kevin Swan has to take control.
Yes, he will, and he will. This is his team. Walter Brower told him, he says, Kevin, this is your team.
Ward's shot is short. Baker with the rebound. Back come the Crabbers. They want to run. Baker fakes, pulls up, and shoots. Got it. So
That's the game Hampton likes, that transition. Come down quick, set up and get a nice shot. And coach over Flemming says, hey, wait a minute here. We're down 3. Let's do a little quick timeout here.
18-15 in favor of the Crabbers. 5:46 left in the first half. Tim Cole with Bob Hintz and A.G. Womble. We are here at Robbins Center, a beautiful facility. Seats a little more than 10,000. It's the home of the Richmond Spiders.
It's an awesome facility, Tim. There's no bad seats at all. We were talking earlier with Bobby Croft how the angle is going up, and we just saw that 3-point by Kevin. At halftime, AG is going to go up and talk with Dr. Don Musselman, who is right behind us up in the stands, sitting up there with Coach Mike Smith and Danny Mitchell and that group. So we'll get his comments on this game. But Hampton has put a nice little run on here. But if Baker is hitting his shot with confidence and Cedric Williams ever gets going, watch out, Flemming's going to really be in a hard place. We got Lonnie Mann has come in, number 50, for Giovanni Freeman right now.
In the game with Morey, Baker and Williams only combined for a total of 10 points. And up until that point in the playoffs, Williams had been averaging 22 points a game. So Williams gets untracked, Hampton will win. Ward's shot is forced up, it doesn't go, and then we've got a foul on the follow-up. And who are they going to call this one on? I believe it's going to be on A.D. Ward. Mark Ward.
Mark Ward, number 40. And they need a little help down there. They're picking them up full court.
And they lost it. Good pressure defense. Cedric Williams couldn't hold the bounce pass. And again, this floor, not to make excuses for that play, but the floor is a composite floor. It's not one piece. It's a sectional floor.
Right, and the ball will not bounce as truly. Now Hampton is in a 2-3 zone.
There's Hampton with one big man in trouble, can ill afford to have two. And we almost had one in the lap.
Well, you did a good job of
you notice how I did it? I was looking at my sheet and didn't see Kevin Swan coming at me. 5:20 left in the first half. Hampton by 3.
Hampton's zone right now is being real active.
Ball belongs to the Colonels. Batted away by Swan, but the Colonels get it back. Ward's shot hits nothing but net. A.D. Ward has 4 baskets. His brother Mark, who is the team's leading scorer, has 3 points. A.D. has 8. And as you said, Bob, they both combined for almost 40 points a game. Baker, Lonnie Mann at the low post. Baker to Hunter. Hunter will shoot from 16. Got it.
And he was wide open. Nobody on him. That's a nice shot. We've seen Eric hit that ball, that shot from that point a lot this season.
This is Arrington, and we've got a foul away from the play. And if this is on Hunter, that'll be his first. And I believe that's who they're going to call it on. You know, we were talking in the car coming up here about what added pressure might be placed on the Crabbers to be the basketball kingpins of the state after the football team, of course, has enjoyed such great success. 2 of the players from that championship team of football are on this team, of course, Aaron Monday and Eric Hunter, 2 very important parts of this team. Mark Ward now with 4 points. 2 out of 3 from the free throw line. The Crabbers are over the limit, as are the Colonels. And Ward has that nice form at the free throw line. So he's got 3 out of 4, and he's got 5 points. It's 20-19, Hampton by a point. Cedric Williams looks, and then he'll take the shot. He got it. 2-pointer just out.
That's got to do a lot for his confidence.
That's all he needs. He is a streak shooter, as we've mentioned before. And I'm sure he'll get it back in gear here. 22-19, Hampton. Swan knocks it away and finally gets into the hands of Cedric Williams. The Crabbers with a 2-on-1. Swan will hit.
And that's the quick hands of Kevin Swan caused that turnover.
13 points in the first quarter for Kevin Swan, so he most certainly has taken control of this game. Batted around and controlled by Eric Hunter. Back to Gannon Baker. Baker being bumped as he goes down the court. It'll be before the shot.
But he will have a one-on-one, but that was a nice tap to Baker by Eric Hunter. He couldn't get the ball, but he could get a hand on it. He just tapped the ball, and that's real heads-up basketball.
Baker with the 1-and-1 will go to the free throw line. Crabbers as a team are 2 out of 3 from the stripe so far. Left-handed Baker hits on the first.
You see him shoot left-handed, you see him shoot right-handed. A young man could shoot with either hand just as well, Tim. I'm real pleased with his progress, and he's just a junior.
He misses the second, and then Lonnie Mann commits the foul. That's Lonnie Mann's first. Team is over the limit. 3:40 remaining, 25-16. The Crabbers have quietly reached out and gotten a 6-point lead. And they've done so with Aaron Monday riding the bench.
And with Giovanni Freeman on the bench, because he's usually the man that's in there.
Hunter with another board. This is Eric Hunter from 10. It's a shot well off the mark. Back come the Colonels. Colonels find Mark Ward, and Ward is emphatically fouled by Eric Hunter. That's 2 on Hunter.
And he'll come out with 3:22 to play in the first half. Giovanni's going to come in for Eric.
So Hunter makes sure that there's no easy basket by Ward. It was a sacrifice. It might have been a good one, although Ward is such a good free throw shooter. It may not end up helping Crabbers much. Gannon Baker will come out in favor of Paul Blackman. So the Crabbers have Swan, Williams, Mann, Blackman, and Freeman on the court. And the gamble plays off as Mark Ward misses the first of 2. And hits the second. 5-point lead for the Crabbers. Little more than 3 minutes remaining in the first half. Kevin Swan, who's been hot, didn't score until about 2 minutes left to go in the first quarter, and then he's taken control. Cedric Williams to Swan. Paul Blackman to Williams to Mann. Kevin Swan gets a screen from Blackman, elects not to take the shot.
They're being real patient, Hampton is.
Kevin Swan with that quickness. Back to Williams. Swan will fire. Doesn't go, and it's tipped out and controlled by Cedric Williams. Put it up, no good. Lonnie Mann with good position. He got his own rebound. Force it up, yes!
Right, Lonnie Williams, beautiful job.
Lonnie Mann with the bucket.
And that's a bonus when you get some scoring out of Lonnie, because he's not noted to be a scorer. He hasn't played that much.
That'll fire him up. Fitzgerald drives to the hoop and picks up the foul, his second. That's Lonnie Mann's second. So the big men for the Crabbers, all with 2 fouls now. Mann, Hunter, and Monday have 2. And Mark Ash, who has a slightly sprained ankle, will check in for the Crabbers, and he'll give Mann a breather. So that
Mark
bench.
Mark Ash could be a good scorer on this team if he gets his confidence back.
Joe Fitzgerald gets the first. The Hampton, what I started to say was the Hampton bench is starting to show now as they've gone to the bench and played 9 players already. Fitzgerald hits both of the free throws. He's got 7 points. 27-22. There you see the replay of the foul by Lonnie Mann. This is Mark Ash for Paul Blackman. 2 of the non-starters that are in there. Giovanni Freeman can't get it to go. And back come the Colonels. Double dribble. Good call, Mr. Fish. I was
I
afraid
didn't think he would pick it up. He missed one before. I don't know if it was he that missed it, but they missed a double dribble one time before. And that's a break. We got 1:44 to go in this first half, and Hampton's got a 5-point lead with the ball.
So setting the field for you now for the Crabbers. This is Mark Ash. Baseline jumper. He's off balance. He tips it back to Giovanni Freeman. Kevin Swan will drive. He'll put it up. Yes. 15 points for Kevin Swan. And the Crabbers lead by 7 with 1:20 to go. Arrington kicks it back to A.D. Ward. Ward will shoot from 16. He got it. He's got a nice looking shot, doesn't he, Coach?
Yes, he does.
A.D. Ward with 10 points to lead his team. Mark Ash, baseline turnaround jumper. Doesn't go, but he was
fouled that time, and I didn't know they picked it up. It was he hit him with the hand underneath, kind of a little shove, and that'll put Mark on the foul line, and I hope he makes these things to help his confidence a little bit.
Joe Fitzgerald, number 32, the sophomore sensation for William Flemming, gets his second personal foul. Hampton by 5. Mark Ash will hit. No, it won't go. Hash returns to the lineup for Flemming, replacing Fitzgerald. So Ash hits the second. 1 for 2. Watch the replay here. You'll see that Fitzgerald shoved Mark Ash for that foul. Stay tuned at halftime. AG will have a chance to talk to Dr. Don Musselman. Almost stolen by the Crabbers. They are hustling all over the court. And then we've got a turnover. Good call, Mr. Official.
That's just nothing but hustle by the Crabbers that caused the two Flemming players to throw that ball out of bounds. They didn't mean to do that, but that's exactly what happened. And they almost wiped out the WGH crew.
And a return your favor tap by Arrington. Paul Blackman again, he's emphatically taking care of business.
He's got to protect that ball. That young man is real quick. Number 22, for number 12 for the Flemming. That's Dontel Arrington, and he did a beautiful steal.
So the Crabbers playing with that intensity that you want. They are, when they commit the fouls on those baskets, they're making sure there's no three-point plays, and it's working to their advantage.
They're not getting the 2 points either.
Because they're not getting the free throws. Arrington 1 for 3 from the stripe, missing the first of those two. And he hits the second. So they're getting the first missing the first and getting the second. 30 seconds remaining here in the first half. Hampton leading by 5. They trailed by 1 point at the end of the first quarter and have opened up their offensive attack here in the second quarter. They've got it spread out right now.
Well, I think they're going to try to take the last shot.
Blackman guarded by Ward. This is Cedric Williams. Giovanni Freeman has trouble getting to the pass, but he does a good job to save it. Kevin Swan will shoot with 2 seconds to go. And a buzzer will sound before the shot by Williams. And we have reached halftime. The Crabbers trailed by a point, but put 22 points on the board to lead by 5 at the halftime. And AG, I understand you have Dr. Don Musselman right behind us over here.
All right, Tim, we do have Dr. Don. Don, the Crabbers got off a little sluggish there in the first quarter, but things are turning out okay right now at halftime.
Yeah, first quarter looked like there's a lid on that basket. They just kept coming close and rolling around the rim and coming off of there, but Kevin came down and hit a couple of jumpers there. It made it look good, and I think what happened now, they've jumped ahead, not very much, but at least I think they're starting to get their confidence up.
Coach, Don, you've been a former coach yourself, but at halftime, what type of adjustments do you think might be made there?
Well, I think I'd say keep hustling like you've done, because we've got a lot of steals. We put a lot of pressure on these guys, and of course they've turned over the ball. And if you just keep that pressure on, I think they're going to be all right.
You're sitting up there with Coach Smith. Of course, they've already won a championship in football. This would be great to have another championship in basketball this year.
That's right. Wouldn't that be something, you know, the city of Hampton, a town of champions, you know. And of course, we've got the Phoebus girls going at it this evening. And, of course, if Hampton football and the Hampton basketball could come back-to-back state champions, I guess that would be unprecedented.
All right. Great job. Superintendent must be bringing them that luck.
Very good. I tell you, that's something else. It's really skill.
Okay. Thanks a lot. Don Mussman. Tim, Bob.
At halftime. And our score at halftime is the Hampton Crabbers leading by 5, 30-25. We'll return with second half of action, but first let's take a brief timeout. Whenever he's ready. There you see the score at halftime as the Hampton Crabbers lead by 5 after trailing by a point at the end of a very low first quarter score. It was 9-8 after one quarter. For the scoring particulars for the Crabbers, Kevin Swan with 15 points in the first half. Most of those coming in the second quarter, as he got 10 in the second quarter, 5 in the first. 4 points for Cedric Williams, 3 points for Gannon Baker, 4 for Eric Hunter, who has 2 personal fouls, 2 for Lonnie Mann, who has 2 personals, 1 point for Mark Ash, and 1 point for Aaron Monday, who also has 2 personals. So the Crabbers have 3 players with 2 fouls.
Right. Now let me give you the rebounds on it. This is Eric Hunter just doing a yeoman's job. He had 10 first half rebounds. Cedric Williams had 4. Giovanni Freeman had 3, and then the rest of them maybe had 2 or 1 apiece. You look at Flemming. Flemming didn't get but 3 rebounds that second quarter, so they only end up with 12 total as opposed to 23 for the Hampton. But Fitzgerald got 6. The young Ward kid, Mark Ward, got 3. Nobody else had more than 1.
For the scoring for the Colonels, 2 points for Arrington, averaging almost 9 a game. 10 for A.D. Ward, he averages 16. 7 for Joe Fitzgerald, he averages almost 13. Nat Hash did not score, he averages 9 points a game. And then Mark Ward, their big gun, number 40, averaging 23 plus points per game, was held to just 6 points in the first half. They don't have but 1 player who has any kind of foul trouble at all. That's Fitzgerald, who has 2 personal fouls. Everyone else has 1 or less. And the Crabbers, as I said, got off to a real slow start, but were able to come back and take a 5-point lead at halftime. Now, forewarn you folks, we are going to be on our train out of here after this first game, because at the conclusion of this first game, we've got to dash across town and set up for a 6 o'clock game between the Phoebus girls and the Garfield team. AG, you got a word for us?
Yeah, I talked to David Blizzard, and briefly they're going to look for the Crabbers to have a little more pressure on that zone defense here in the second half.
The starters for the Crabbers to start the second half is the same as the team that started the ball game. Hunter has it stolen. That's Hunter, Monday, Swan, Williams, and Baker for the Crabbers. And I'll give you the starting lineup for William Flemming in a minute, as the jam is missed by Ward. So Mark Ward got left alone and missed the all-alone jammer. That's got to be a little deflating for Mark Ward.
Well, he was alone because Eric went for the steal. Three-pointer by Cedric.
I'm sorry, Cedric Williams hits the three-pointer. And the Crabbers, just like that, are up by 8. So that's a 5-point swing when you consider that missed jam. Driving to the bucket. Oh, a terrible call on Monday. Monday picks up his 3rd. Looked like he was hit on a charge, but the foul goes the other way. And Nat Hash will go to the free throw line with a chance to make the 3-point play. So Monday picks up his 3rd personal early here in the second half. And Hash misses, and now we've got a lane violation. They're going to say Hampton was in the lane too quickly, so a break here for the Colonels. William Flemming Colonels 19-7 in the white uniforms. The Hampton Crabbers 23-4 in the red and white. So Hash makes the best of his break as he gets the free throw, and it makes it a 5-point Hampton lead. 33-28. Baker has pressure, kicks it out for Kevin Swan. This is Cedric Williams. He spots Swan. Monday turnaround jumper, and he walked. Although the ball was touched, he didn't let go of it. Had he let go of it, he'd been all right. So Monday takes a step, and the turnover gives the ball back to Flemming with a chance to slice into the lead further. Hampton had led by 8. Now they hold a 5-point lead. Baseline jumper is no good. Follow up, no good. Eric Hunter with another rebound. Gannon Baker's pass is too long down court. And a turnover again. The Crabbers come out turning the ball over here to start the second half.
Well, and they're playing the third quarter like they played the first quarter. Both teams are.
6:23 left to go in the third quarter. 33-28, Hampton holding on to a 5-point lead. This is Joe Fitzgerald, fakes and shoots, got it. So good-looking sophomore Joe Fitzgerald has his first basket of the second half. And it's a 3-point Hampton lead. Baker is fouled, no call. He was elbowed as he drove to the bucket, but no call forthcoming. Ball belongs to the Crabbers on the out-of-bounds play. Swanee into Hunter. Baker finds Kevin Swan. Swan will shoot for 3, got it.
That's a set play out of bounds that the Hampton Crabbers run.
Swan now with 3 3-pointers. And the Crabbers regain a 6-point lead. Baseline layup is good by Mark Ward.
He's getting no help from the backside.
Baker wants to get the ball inside. It goes out of bounds. Last touched by the Colonels. Paul Blackman will come in the ball game for Gannon Baker. And Mike Willis will check in for Nat Hash of William Flemming. Monday playing with 3 personal fouls. This is Swan, has it knocked away. Lead pass down the court. Knocked away by the Crabbers, so a good defensive effort by Cedric Williams to bust up the play. Inside, Ward puts it in.
He got good position on Monday. You can't let a man get the ball in the paint like that.
Well, Monday's at a disadvantage because he's got those 3 personal fouls, so he can hardly afford to be aggressive on defense, and that's why I think we're going to see Giovanni Freeman come in. Monday misses the layup, tips it away. Good job. Cedric Williams tries to keep it alive. He does. Fakes, shoots, hit it. So Cedric Williams regains his touch. He's got 9 points, 5 here in the second half. And it's a 4-point Hampton lead, 38-34. 4:45 left in the third. Pace is picking up for both teams. Fitzgerald drives the middle of the lane, puts it up, it doesn't go. Hunter gets the board. Cedric Williams, Kevin Swan. Swan holds up. Baseline feed for Monday. Spinning move, what a nice, oh my goodness.
Wow, what a nice
He did
move.
all the moves, but the ball didn't go down. Aaron Monday faked the defender right out. And then the ball is knocked away by Cedric Williams. Hampton overplaying the ball. They need to get back on defense. Arrington's shot rims the bucket. And Arrington kept the ball alive, and they should have never let Arrington get that rebound. Mark Ward gets his 6th point of the second half. He's got 12 now. 38-36, Hampton by 2, make that 4. Cedric Williams.
Well, there is a lot of hand checking and bumping going on there by the Flemming guards on the Hampton team. It's very unusual.
40-36, Hampton by 4. Ward's shot, hit it.
He's a good money player. He's the only senior starter on his team.
12 points for A.D. Ward. And it's a 2-point ball game again. 3.5 minutes to go. Crabbers slow it down. Swan penetrates and hits. 20 points for Kevin Swan. And we've had 1 foul committed here in the third quarter. So defense has pretty much gone by the boards here in the third. Not that fouls necessarily equate to that. 2-pointer put up by A.D. Ward.
He looks like he's trying to take control. Bad pass.
Bad pass by Monday is picked off by Mark Ward. Ward goes in, misses the easy layup, and then we've got a foul.
And it looks like it might be on number 32. Who is that? Fitzgerald.
And that is 3 on Fitzgerald.
Number 32, Joe Fitzgerald. That's his third personal. First charge to William Flemming inside.
That's the first team foul, and Hampton has called a timeout.
Well, they need to get something going. Their defense is just allowing Flemming to get inside real easy and get some easy baskets and easy rebounds, and you can't let them do that.
Just one team foul called on each team here in the third quarter, which has 2:49 remaining. Kevin Swan has lit the board for 7 points here in the second half, as we have also seen a like production by Cedric Williams, who has regained his touch, so to speak. And they are the scoring machine for the Crabbers here in the second half. They're the only players to score for Hampton. On the other side of the ledger, Mark Ward has put 6 points in to double his game total for the Flemming team. 2 points for Joe Fitzgerald, 4 points for A.D. Ward, and those 3 have been the scoring for Flemming here in the second half. You just joined us. This is the quarterfinals game between the Hampton Crabbers, runners-up of the Eastern District, and for William Flemming, the champions of the Northwestern region. It's a one-loss elimination situation. It's like sudden death. You lose, you go home. Kevin Swan's shot is short. And back come the Colonels. Chance to tie. Kevin Swan picks his pocket. We've seen Swan do it before. He picked Arrington's pocket. Back down the court. Williams holds up now and waits for the Crabbers to get down. Giovanni Freeman drives, puts it up, yes!
And that middle is wide open. The big men can drive down that middle and split those 2 defenders, and that's exactly what Giovanni did that time.
4-point Hampton lead, 44-40. Willis's pass inside for Mark Ward. We've got a foul, and it's going to be on Mark Ward. No?
I think he's calling it on Blackman.
Okay, it looked like he was pointing at Ward at first. Paul Blackman gets whistled down for his second personal foul. That's only the second foul on Hampton as a team, with 2 minutes remaining here in the third quarter. Hampton up by 4. A.D. Ward will shoot. It doesn't go. Paul Blackman had it momentarily. Now he controls it. Cedric Williams has got a man on the right side. That's Hunter. Yes.
Hampton is very unselfish. He'll pass that ball real well.
I think Eric Hunter thought about the jam and then remembered what happened to Ward a little while ago.
I will make sure I get the 2 points.
I think that was a good choice. Fitzgerald doesn't go, and a goaltending call will be made on the play. Fitzgerald will get credit for the basket. Eric Hunter went sky high and trapped the ball on the backboard. So the Crabbers now with replacements. Giovanni Freeman checks out, as does Paul Blackman. Aaron Monday comes back in along with Gannon Baker. So the Crabbers are back to their original starting 5.
And Flemming is in a 1-3-1 matchup.
Cedric Williams in and out. Monday with the strong to the hoop, and he's fouled by Fitzgerald. That'll be 4.
That's got to be 4, and we're still in the third quarter.
So a big play possibly there, as Fitzgerald has had 11 points in the ball game, picks up his 4th foul with 1:22 remaining in the third quarter. And Fitzgerald will take a seat.
It's a good shot of Eric Hunter.
And Hunter gets the first.
What a fine athlete that young man is. We really was impressed with him for the last 2 years, quarterback in the Hampton football team, and he comes out here and it's got such a nice soft touch on that basketball when he shoots it.
8 points for Hunter, 2 for 2 from the free throw line, and it's back to a 6-point Hampton lead. They've led by as many as 8. 1:12 to go here in the third quarter. Game coming to you from the Robbins Center on the campus of the University of Richmond. A beautiful facility. Kevin Swan almost stole it. He does, in fact. Cedric Williams picks it up, bounces it to Gannon Baker. He's fouled. He'll get 2 shots.
And that all started with defense and the quick hands of Kevin Swan.
That's the thing that so many people don't see in the score column. Kevin Swan averages 17 points a game or plus, but what you don't see is the things he does that lead to scores. Swan is one of the smoothest players. There he's a good shot of young Gannon Baker, just a junior. His daddy played on that championship game, or at least that the runner-up team of '64. team that lost only 4 games all year, and the Typhoon beat them every time. Baker keeps it alive. Aaron Monday has it, and he traveled. So take the basket away. He was tied up, and he kind of took a little time to shuffle his feet, and it cost him, as we're inside of a minute to go now. 6-point Hampton lead.
And there was a rarity to see Gannon Baker miss 2 foul shots.
And there's a foul on Eric Hunter. That'll be his 3rd. So overplaying the ball causes Hunter to commit the foul. But Hampton is being aggressive on defense, something they didn't do early in the 3rd quarter.
The team's third in this half.
Hunter's big contribution to this game, as much as his 8 points, has been a dozen rebounds, I think is what he's got.
Try 14.
14?
Yes.
So he sits down, and that takes a big chunk out of the front line, as Aaron Monday will do the same. I think Walter Brower, with 38 seconds to go, is making sure his big guns don't pick up that 4th foul.
And that's not a bad move. And Flemming is just going to hold the ball and take the last shot. And if you're Hampton, you got to say, well, hey, that's not too bad.
This is Arrington. Double team now, and it's stolen. Kevin Swan comes up with a steal, and Swan will put it in.
And how many times have we seen a team going to hold it for the last shot and end up throwing it away or losing it somehow?
Swan gives his team an 8-point lead. Baseline, Willis has his pocket picked, but then Baker loses it back to Ward. His shot comes up short. 1 second to go, and the buzzer sounds, ending the 3rd quarter. And Hampton extends their lead. They led by 5 after the half, make it an 8-point lead after 3 quarters.
Tim?
Yes, AG.
All right, Tim, we're up here with Lowell Thomas, and Lowell, that aggressive play of Swan's paying off here in the 3rd quarter.
We really needed that one right at the end of the quarter, AG. It's 50-42. We got a little edge going into the 4th quarter. If we can work your boards a little bit better during the 4th quarter, maybe it'll be ours.
Early in the game, the basket had a lid on it, but things are opening up a little bit.
Well, it's a new place. The boys have never been here, and they had to get used to it, but the other team had to do the same thing, so we're hoping.
You don't have any problem with 2 state championships at Hampton this year, do you?
We can live with it.
Okay, Lowell Thomas. Thank you.
Tim, Hampton got 10 rebounds that 3rd quarter, and Flemming only got 5. So Fleming's only had 17 rebounds compared to Hampton's 33.
Watch the replay here. You'll see, I believe this is
a steal. No.
That was where Baker stole, then had it restolen. We're speeding this up for you folks because we're short on time here. That was the last.
And that was definitely last slow motion.
That was the last play. Speaking of that, you Slow-Mo Joe fans, Slow-Mo is up in Washington. He'll be with us for the nighttime game between the girls. And we'll hopefully have him back, but we certainly appreciate. Who is doing the slow-mo in the van anyway?
I don't know. It might be Joe.
Better count some noses here. We might have an infiltrator. Yeah, the fast mo, I guess is what you call it. 4th quarter, 8 minutes left for one of these teams in their season. The Hampton Crabbers, and Cedric Williams reaches in and gets called for the foul. That's only his 1st.
And that's the 4th team foul for the Crabbers.
So both teams committed a total of 3 fouls apiece in the 3rd quarter. And now on the next and subsequent fouls, the Flemming team will be shooting the bonus. Right now it's player control. This is Arrington, guarded by Swan. Pumps, shoots, it's short. Swan gets the rebound. Kevin Swan spots Cedric Williams all alone. Put it up, he's fouled. Shot doesn't go, but he'll get 2. Foul is on A.D. Ward, that's his 2nd.
Ward, number 22, his 2nd, that's his 14th foul.
50-42. The Crabbers now will shoot the bonus from this point on, as both teams have committed 4 fouls apiece here in the 2nd half. Cedric Williams hits the front end. Williams has regained his touch, had 4 points at halftime, and he has added 8 points here in the 2nd half. And he connects on both free throws. Those free throws are so important at this time. It'll be bonus time for each team from this point on. 7.5 minutes to go in the ball game. Hampton has built their biggest lead, a 10-point lead, 52-42. Ward clears out with his right arm, nothing called. And Baker's pass is tipped and knocked away, but then he regains it himself, and they'll slow things down just a bit. Walter Brower on the far side of the court from us says, whoa, fellas, let's slow down a little bit. Let's get under control.
Well, they had a man breaking down court, and that's what they were looking for, is that easy basket.
Aaron Monday, no, it won't go. That thing went halfway down.
He has had the worst luck on those easy shots, but that was a good move, and I hope he keeps right on going. Don't worry about it. The ball will start to fall.
The basket, the referee.
Number 32, William Flemming.
And that's 5 fouls.
That is 5 on Fitzgerald, so I thought it was on Hash.
Well, I did too.
And the referee, that ball went so far down in the cylinder that he signaled the basket counted
because it went down and spun right back up. I don't know if we've got that on replay, but that ball had so much spin on it that it did go down in the cylinder and then come back out. And it was a good call in that if it had gone in, it would have counted, and that's exactly what the official was doing. And that's why these officials really impress me. They are doing an excellent job. They're letting the team play, and they're not calling touch fouls and that sort of thing, but they're working as a real good unit out there, too.
And they're being consistent.
God, you read my mind.
Yeah, they're not calling the touch foul 1 minute and the big foul the next minute. So they're doing a fine job. These two fellas from the Central and Northern Division. The Crabbers have built that 10-point lead now, and they have, just as importantly, gotten Joe Fitzgerald, who is a very important part of this William Flemming team, to foul out.
Yes, with 7 minutes and 1 second to go in the contest, you hate to lose your big rebounder. But that's exactly what happened. He was also averaging 12, almost 13 points a ball game. And what did he end up with?
Fitzgerald will check out with 11 points, so he was just below his average, but he will be sorely missed here in the fourth quarter. Aaron Monday will step to the free throw line. Aaron has just got 1 point. That came in the first half.
But it's not that he hasn't had some balls that were close and went in and come back out.
He has been snake bitten. Monday's free throw will come up short.
He needs to get his legs into that shot. He needs to bend and get some legs into that shot. Nice follow through. There it is.
So Monday is 2 for 4 from the free throw line, and it's an 11-point lead, the Hampton team's largest, with inside of 7 minutes to go. Because of our obligations to the girls' game being played at Arthur Ashe Center, we will be out of here very quickly at the conclusion of this game. So for that reason, we will forego some post-game interviews. Maybe just a brief word from Walter Brower, assuming that the Crabbers were to hold on to this lead. As you see, the fourth foul now charged to Eric Hunter. That's a big one for the Crabbers.
It really is, because he has done a yeoman's job on the board. He has had 14 rebounds. And we'll probably see, yes, we do. Giovanni Freeman, 42, going to check in for Eric.
So Hunter,
but Eric is a competitor.
Hunter will come out with 8 points and, what did you say, 14 rebounds?
14 rebounds. Had 10 rebounds the first half.
At the free throw line is Mark Ward, and he's got 13 points, 7 of those here in the second half. Both teams are over the limit. The second one is no good. Aaron Monday clears the board. So it's a 10-point lead again for the Crabbers, 53-43. Crabbers have it spread out now. Cedric Williams spots Kevin Swan. Baker way out at the center of the court. Cedric Williams double team, triple team, gets it to Baker. He's open from 15, got it. Gannon Baker with his first points of the second half. He's got 5 on the night.
And what Flemming is trying to do is cause some turnovers with a trapping. There's a nice rebound by number 22 for the Flemming team. That was A.D. Ward, and he really got good position. Just took the ball right away from Kevin Swan.
Cedric Williams picks up his second personal foul. Ward will step to the free throw line. He's got 14 points. He's 0 for 1 from the free throw line so far. And he hits on the first. And he rattles and puts the second one through as well. 16 points for Flemming. Gannon Baker's double team. Pass for Aaron Monday. Crabbers quickly down the court. Man alone is Giovanni Freeman, and a foul. Basket won't count. The foul will be charged to Mike Willis.
And you see how quick Hampton gets that ball up the court on a press. I mean, boom, boom, boom. 3 passes and they were shooting. It's what you have to do against the press. You can't dribble against it. You go over the top with the pass.
Giovanni Freeman, I'm sorry?
I'm sorry, I just want to say that they're well schooled in how to break a press.
Freeman misses poorly with the first. He's got 2 points. That foul was called on Mike Willis. That's his second. One shot coming for Giovanni. There you see a good look at handsome young Giovanni Freeman, a young man that I misnamed for a while there a couple of games ago, but we've got it straight now. Giovanni has 3 points. Ball is stolen. Williams spots Kevin Swan. Put it in.
And that's what Hampton's so good at. You press me, we'll press you.
Nice move to the basket by Nat Hash. He's got 5 points. 58-47, Hampton by 11. Baker spots Giovanni Freeman. He's fouled, nothing called, but Giovanni puts it in anyway. 5 points for Freeman, and it's a 13-point Hampton lead. Ball is stolen by Cedric Williams. Cedric doesn't get it to go, but he is fouled by Mike Willis.
But he used the basket that time. It was a real good move, and the ball just got kind of wedged in between the rim and the backboard. But I am so impressed with Hampton. You start trying to press us, and they jump right back out, press you, and made them turn over the ball 3 times in the last minute or so. Needless to say, there's been very few rebounds so far because they've been making good shots and have been turning the ball over.
Cedric Williams misses the first. He is 2 for 3 from the free throw line. There you see a good look at Cedric Williams. His daddy has gotten a routine now. He gets to talk to me after each game. I have a word or two with him. We'll talk about how his son did. Real nice gentleman, Mr. Williams. 61-47, Hampton by 14 with 5:10 to go. And Ward is fouled on the way to the hoop.
And the foul is on Gannon. Gannon reached in.
Baker's first personal foul. Team problems with fouls. Eric Hunter has 4. Aaron Monday has 3. And then no one else has more than 2. For the other side, Joe Fitzgerald has fouled out for William Flemming. Mike Willis has 3 personals and then 2 each for A.D. Ward as Mark Ward hits the first. 14 points for Mark Ward. And Mark Ward misses the second. Aaron Monday gets the board. 61-48, Hampton with 5 minutes remaining. Giovanni Freeman, bang, the pass, what a beautiful pass.
Wow, what a nice pass and assist.
14 points for Cedric Williams, and Flemming calls a timeout.
They've got to call timeout. You look at that score, that's a 15-point lead. That's the largest lead of the ball game, but what a nice pass by Giovanni Freeman.
He was facing us.
I
just
missed the cut.
Behind the back pass. He spotted the man open and hit him.
I missed the cut. I did not see Cedric Williams cutting. What do you think about that, AJ?
I tell you, Giovanni Freeman, last couple games is really coming on strong. I think he could be the weapon that help take them all the way this year.
Well, and AG, what's really nice about it is he knows his role. Come off the bench when there's foul trouble with Monday or Hunter, I can come in and I can play. And he has accepted that role, and that's hard for some people to accept coming off the bench.
With a pass like that, he's also playing with a lot of confidence right now, is obvious.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they're loose right now. The Crabbers, I was concerned about their mental attitude after that loss to Maury. I was more devastated by it than they were, because it really felt like a game that they let get away from.
They should have won that. Both of us felt like they should have won that game. And they did too, but I tell you, it shows a lot of character.
as time runs down, and if the Crabbers get that much closer, as a three-point shot is completed from the corner by A.D. Ward. We'll talk to you about possible matchups for Friday's game. And then we've got a foul. Aaron Monday is fouled in the back court by A.D. Ward. That'll be Ward's third.
And Hampton was in a zone. They've been playing a zone off and on this game. And if you're going to be in the zone, then you're going to open up that three-point shot. And if you're Hampton, you might want to go back to that man-to-man and not let a guy set and shoot that three-point set shot.
The winner of this game between Hampton and Flemming, as Aaron Monday misses the front end of the one-on-one. Monday 2 out of 5 from the free throw line. The Crabbers need to get those free throws. I can't stress that enough. Arrington to Willis. Arrington will fake and then shoot, and his basket is no good. And Aaron Monday gets the rebound, and then he is fouled in the backcourt. This one will be on Arrington.
And they're saying if we're going to foul somebody, we're going to foul Aaron Monday because he's the one that's been the poor shooter at the foul line this ball game.
To get back to what I was going to say is the winner of this game will play the winner of the South Lakes Highland Springs game, and that game is being played right after this one. And that game will take place at 7 o'clock Friday night.
And we'll be here.
And we'll be here, right here. This is a nice place. I like this place.
Beautiful facility. We can find AG. He can't hide behind any poles. Or
Aaron Monday gets the first of the one-and-one.
And that's very important to hit those foul shots coming down the stretch, because you know that Flemming has to do that. They have to foul. That's short.
And it's tipped out by none other than Giovanni Freeman, so he kept that ball alive, and the Crabbers get one out of the two, but more importantly, they get the ball back with 4:07 to go. And Kevin Swan is fouled.
And if that's on Arrington, that's got to be number 3 or 4 on him.
Well, in fact, that's his third. And check that. Kevin Swan will go to the free throw line. Swan has only hit once, and he will not make it this time. Monday had the rebound for a moment, but then lost it. Swan with 24 points so far. Had 15 at halftime.
And Hampton's back in there man-to-man.
Running one-hander by A.D. Ward. He's got 21 points. And Hampton leads by 11 with 3:44 to go. Paul Blackman, double team, gets it to Kevin Swan. Check that, Williams to Monday. Monday wisely slows it down a bit. Kevin Swan calling for the ball. He's all alone in the corner. Hampton can take their time. Swan bounce pass. Williams had it momentarily. It's knocked away and finally controlled by Monday. Paul Blackman will call a timeout. Walter Brower wants to set up the strategy for the last 3 minutes and 20 seconds.
Well, he wants to get his shooter in. He's going to get Gannon Baker in there. I look forward to see Gannon in there, because if they're going to spread the ball out and they're going to have some open spots on this court, you want your scorers, your shooters in there.
Have we seen the Hampton cheerleaders perform so far today? I don't think they've been on the court. I see them over on the sideline. The only time I've seen a team cheerleaders on the floor was the William Flemming team. AG, I thought maybe you
look at the numbers. There's more of them.
That's right. They outgirl us.
Maybe we'll get a chance to get them a couple times tomorrow night.
All right. I like your attitude. 3:20 to go in the fourth quarter. Hampton is holding on to an 11-point lead. If you joined us late, this game played Thursday afternoon, the 9th of March, at the Robbins Center on the campus of the University of Richmond. Tim Cole, Bob Hintz, and A.G. Womble, as we are pleased to bring you this quarterfinal game between the Hampton Crabbers and the William Flemming Colonels. The winners advance to the Friday night 7 p.m. game. Hampton holding on to an 11-point lead with 3 minutes and some change left. Baker is double teamed, gets it to Williams, back to Baker. Paul Blackman is in there. This is Aaron Monday, as Hunter is on the bench with 4 fouls. Monday is fouled. The shot doesn't go, but he'll get 2 shots. This will be charged to Nat Hash.
I'm very surprised not to see Kevin in there. Here comes Kevin.
So Kevin Swan will come in for Paul Blackman.
And I really look for Walter to put Eric in. Maybe he's waiting until there's 3 minutes or less to put Eric back in there, but hey, at this point you need him in there.
Aaron Monday starts to warm up from the free throw line. He's hit 2 in a row, and he has no buckets today, but he's got 4 points, all of them coming from the free throw line. There you see a good shot of the athletic Aaron Monday, and Monday connects on both free throws, very important free throws. Makes it a 13-point Hampton lead with just 3 minutes remaining. 3-point attempt by A.D. Ward is short. Freeman had the rebound, and he was fouled.
Yeah, he was fouled, and that'll put him at the foul line.
That'll be on Mark Ward. That's his second. And the parade to the free throw line continues for the Crabbers.
But nobody picked up the shooter that time. He just drove right on down the court, and that was A.D. Ward, and he drove down and stopped at the three-point line and fired away.
Incidentally, it's late in the game to bring this to you, but just curiosity, the teams are not hitting at their normal percentages. Giovanni Freeman hits the first free throw. In the first half, the Crabbers only hit 36% from the field, while Flemming had only 33%.
And it may be first game jitters in the tournament too. It's a new facility, it's a big facility.
So 1 out of 2 for Freeman. 67-53, 14-point lead, another 3-point attempt, no good. And Kevin Swan gets high for the rebound. So the Crabbers are doing the job right now. Cedric Williams to Kevin Swan, he's double teamed. Williams spots Baker alone. He fakes, and now he'll shoot, and he got it. 7 points for Gannon Baker. 2.5 to go. Swan gets the ball. He's got Williams all alone down court. This game is over, folks.
Yes, it is. That could be the nail in the coffin. There's your 71 points, and you had said if they get above 70, they'll win her.
From deep in the corner, Mark Ward's desperation shot comes into the hands of Cedric Williams. 2 minutes and some change left for William Flemming. 71-53. The Crabbers will advance to the semifinals. Baker to Williams. Williams now will be picked up on the double team. That leaves obviously somebody open. Giovanni Freeman will pump from 14. He gets it. So the Crabbers,
they can taste it. 20-point lead. They can taste it.
8 points for Giovanni Freeman. This is Arrington for 3. Off the rim, no good. Freeman had it momentarily, and then he was fouled. 1:29 left in the ball game. This one is going to be on Nat Hash. That'll be his third. So we're going to break away from here at the conclusion. We'd love to have some post-game interviews, but in order to get over to the Arthur Ashe Center, in order to bring you the Phoebus girls game with Garfield,
we're going to have to book.
We're going to have to book out of here. So we will hopefully let you enjoy the victory by the Hampton Crabbers, and they advance to the semifinals Friday night, as Giovanni Freeman has 9 points, one of his better outputs for the season. He averages 4.2. And Freeman connects on both free throws, giving him 10 points. 24 for Kevin Swan, 16 for Cedric Williams, 7 for Baker, and the Crabbers steal it and a foul. So I'm going to run down the scoring for you. Interestingly enough, you know, at the top of the game we said, well, Hunter and Monday will get their points. Hunter and Monday only got 13 points as a tandem, but what they did was control the boards, and that's obviously just
well. Then I've got Eric Hunter with 14 rebounds, and Monday has got 7. So between them, they got 21 rebounds.
Giovanni Freeman will get the bonus. So Freeman has 11 points. 24 for Kevin Swan. He had 15 at the break. 16 for Cedric Williams, who returned to form. 7 for Baker. 11 for Freeman. 8 for Hunter. 2 for Lonnie Mann, and 5 for Aaron Monday. And Freeman now has 12 points, and he has hit 4 in a row from the free throw line, and he's got 6 out of 8 for the night. Minute 14 to go. 77-53. Mark Ward, rather. No good. And rebound comes off for Kevin Swan. Aaron Monday muscles the ball up. It doesn't go. He's had a tough night from the floor. Three-point attempt is good. That is A.D. Ward. He'll have 24 for the afternoon. 77-56. Too little too late for the Flemming Colonels. And Cedric Williams says, let's pull this thing out. Double team me. I'll go to the free throw line. 34 seconds to go. Crabbers can start celebrating now. Mark Ash is going to come in the ball game, and Kevin Swan.
And that's got to be and he's going to call a 1-and-1, and that's got to be a two-shot foul. And he's just being nice.
Lonnie Mann comes in, replacing Aaron Monday. Giovanni Freeman comes out. A great effort by the Hampton squad this afternoon. We're going to try and get a quick word with Walter Brower at the conclusion of the game. Just a very quick question on this game and what he's expecting for the next one. So the Crabbers have Baker, Williams, Swan, Mann, and Ash on the floor. Kevin Swan will be at the free throw line, and he'll have the 1-and-1. Kevin takes no time getting rid of the ball. 25 points for Kevin as he sparked this team with his scoring in the first half, as he must.
And his quick hands and his steals in the second half. He caused a lot of turnovers there that led to Hampton points that you had mentioned doesn't come out in the stats.
Williams misses the second, so he'll have 25 for the afternoon. And he will tie, no, he'll be the lone leading scorer, I should take. Baker with the rebound. 15 seconds to go. Baker, Glenn Newby in the ball game for the Crabbers. He and Lonnie Mann. The ball gets away from Mann. And a couple of new faces in there for William Flemming as well. Knocked away. It's got a 3-on-1. And the buzzer sounds. Lonnie Mann will just kind of lay it in after the fact. 78-56. The Crabbers win going away. And AG will have a quick word with Coach Walter Brower, and perhaps if he can get Kevin Swan for 2 words, we'll get out of here real quickly as we need to head over to Arthur Ashe for the girls' game between the Phoebus Phantoms and Garfield. I wonder if that's Garfield the animal, or is that I don't know. They love that. AG, go ahead.
All right, Walter, first of all, congratulations. Great win for the Crabbers. The lid was on the basket early, but you pulled away to about 20 points. What adjustments did you make there at halftime?
Well, we came out a little tight in the beginning. First time here in the state tournament, and we were a little tight, and we just told them to relax and play stronger under the basket. And
great defensive play by Swan again tonight.
Yeah, we talked about defense. Everybody had to play tough defense, but Giovanni Freeman really did a job for us.
That might be the extra dimension to carry this team all the way this year.
I hope you're right, AG.
All right, good luck. Great game, Walter.
Thank you.
Walter Brower.
All right. And we're going to wrap it up real quickly here. Again, the final score, the Hampton Crabbers advance to the semifinals. They defeat William Flemming 78-56 from the Robbins Center on the campus of the University of Richmond. This is Tim Cole for Bob Hintz and A.G. Womble. Thanks for watching. Good afternoon, everybody.
Now.